transition, balance, love, passion for expression, inner beauty and confidence, the naked truth, empowerment, creative artistic expression. You were created on purpose, for a purpose. Legacy begins with us. It's not too late for change. New Legacy. Here we are on the anniversary of Katrina, the Eve, on Isaac, and we're talking with Minister of Music for New Legacy, Daryl and Kiana Mason. So girl, let us know, what was it like?
Oh, what was it like? Katrina was absolutely horrible. I mean, you know, it was just, I was being held, you know, in the Orleans Parish prison system, you know, doing what I needed to do, you know, for society, you know, and I was unfortunately, you know, caught up, you know, in the turmoil that was being, you know, displayed at the time.
What was some of the things that was happening inside the jail?
Oh, some of the things that was happening in the jail, people were getting stabbed, there were fights going on, inmates lost their lives. You know, we went like 3 days without running water. I mean, it totally smelled like feces in the building. It was horrible. All of the deputies left and they said, fend for yourselves because it ain't no more New Orleans. Now that scared me.
Did you think that it would be anything for you to come home to?
No, I mean, because I really didn't, you know, get the full effect of what's going on by being inside of there. Like, the deputies knew what was going on as being free men. You know, they understood the devastation that was going on out here. So, I mean, I really didn't think that it was serious as they see.
And what did you do when you realized it was that serious?
All I could do is fall down on my knees and pray. You know, and, you know, we went from one facility to the next, you know, dealing with Katrina. We even slept outside one night. So, you know, Katrina did wreak a lot of havoc, you know, on us, as well as, you know, the citizens of New Orleans, you know, regular people of New Orleans, you know, they really got it bad.
So were any promises made to the prisoners?
The only promise that was made was that, well, really, I take that back. There wasn't any promises that was made. You know, they just, you know, pretty much stated that they were going to get us to safety.
Is there a lawsuit going on with the prisoner?
I'm not sure if there's, I know that I had heard about a class action lawsuit that was going on because of so many people losing their lives and the unlivable conditions, you know, that they, you know, obviously left us in the facility for 3 days without running water, you know, and utilities. And for the ones who was taking medication, they didn't even have medication either. So there was a class action lawsuit going forward because they stated that, you know, they could have gotten each person out, you know, before the storm came, but they failed to do so.
So were you with someone during Katrina?
No, I wasn't with anyone, but I had someone by my side who cared. You know, that kind of made sure that I stayed away from all the drama.
Do you wonder about him right now?
Yeah, I wonder how he's doing. You know.
If there is something that you would want to say to people in the midst of this storm about Katrina, what would you want people to remember the most about Katrina? What would you want us to take from that experience?
I just want the people to know that every storm is serious, whether you're going through a spiritual storm or whether you're going through, you know, a physical storm. All storms are serious, and not to take them lightly, you know, and just be prayerful. That's all we can do.
Hey, what are you thinking about right now in the midst of this storm? 7 years ago from Katrina, what was Katrina like for you?
devastating.
What did you go
Scary.
through?
Living at the convention center, you know, police is shooting their guns, water coming, people getting screaming, water coming, people being beaten, people, you know, being raped, you know, people fighting. It's just a lot of chaos going on when I was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, the experience was horrible, terrible, a lot of looting, it was just a lot of everything. It wasn't right, I'll tell you that. It was scary. I didn't think I was going to make it and survive. And after that, we had to go to the Superdome. That was worse than the convention center. You have to stand there for like 4 days.
So how did you escape it?
Me and my ex-boyfriend, JD, at the time, in 05, when we were together, what happened was that we stayed, we was in the convention, in the Superdome for at least about 30 minutes. And we seen all the activity going on there, and we was very uncomfortable staying there. What we did was, we got past the guards and we left. We hitchhiked across the bridge, went across the river, hitchhiked on the King Moon water truck, made it to Algiers. Police stopped us, we ran and high behind a levee in some mud for like an hour and a half, while the rest of the people went to jail, so we won't get caught. We hitchhiked all the way to Lafayette, St. Charles, and then made it to Houston. 4 days, no bath, no nothing. It was miserable. I just thank God that we survived and made it through. So all I can say is this: when the storm comes, and people like that say you're on the news, take it serious, but don't play with that. Or I'm gonna stay home and this and that, and it's not really coming. I still think about Katrina. Look what happened 7 years ago. Got me right together.
You know, basically when I went through Katrina, it was more like, because the house where I lived in did get flooded, but I didn't stay there. I left and went to Kenner, where I was staying with the man who was like my boyfriend at the time. He was an older guy, and he passed in 2008. Sometimes y'all hear me tell the story about the guy who died, you know, in order for me to get over my crack addiction. You know, when he died, I stopped. Well, I went by his house and he stayed in Kenner, and the power went out, and you know we experienced, you know, people fighting over bags of ice. We experienced looting the neighborhood. People were just, you know, running from house to house because the power had went out, stealing stuff. We experienced trees being knocked down. I mean, when we came outside the building, it must have been like 20 trees being knocked down, but the apartment building where I stayed was actually a motel where I did housekeeping, and my girlfriend who stayed in the building told me that she had to swim to Winn-Dixie to get water so that she can bathe with, and they were stranded for 7 days before a helicopter came to get them. And I think that, you know, all of the things that the people endure for Katrina is partly why it's so much crime in the city, because if you think about it, 7 years ago, the children who doing the killing now in the streets, you know, about, if you was 10 for Katrina, you 17 now. So most of the people doing the killing is like 17, 18, 16, 17, 18 years old. So if you experienced Katrina, you went through all of this, you saw like a third world country in New Orleans, and it was just like so much devastation that she was like, this could, you know, you saw something that your young mind wasn't supposed to see. So that was kind of like worse than boot camp. That was kind of like Armageddon. So now these children running around here, and they haven't had any psychological counseling for Katrina. So now, you know, instead of, you know, yeah, the government gave us a little FEMA money. Yeah, they gave us, you know, Bush gave us, you know, double unemployment. But he didn't do anything for their minds. He didn't do anything to help these children. So I believe that's kind of like why the city is suffering as far as the violence, because there wasn't anything done for us mentally after the storm. It should have been social workers coming down. It should have been social workers coming down to talk to the children and to do some type of work with them so that they would be able to, I got food all around my mouth. To do some type of work with them. to do some type of work with them. Nobody came to do anything. But as you can see, the winds are starting to pick up, and we're getting blow by blow footage of the storm as it unfolds.
Maximum sustained winds is 85 miles an hour, category 1.
This is New Legacy, reporting live.
Maximum sustained winds are 80 miles an hour with 950 millibars. The pressure is low. Now you're a meteorologist. Yes, I'm standing out here with Miss Carnisha Weber.
Yes.
Yes, and how are you, what are you guys gonna do for the storm?
Oh, nothing. We're just sitting here ready to ride it out.
You gonna stay here?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so, you know, where are you from?
I'm from here, from New Orleans, Louisiana.
You're from New Orleans, and you just pretty much being a tourist in your own city. Oh, okay. Alrighty then, well, there you have it. So are you kind of feeling a little anxious about the storm? Are you going through any anxiety?
No, I'm happy about the storm. I just want to go through it and see what it's really like.
You're happy about the storm? So, did you go through Katrina? Oh, okay.
It was awesome.
It was awesome? Great. And there you have it. I'm your anchor woman, Kiana Mason, live, giving live coverage of Hurricane.
Yes, this is what Isaac said. You better recognize that is what Isaac said. So not too much New Orleans. You better recognize. This is inside of Mimi's room, and y'all remember how beautiful it used to be. This is the same spot where we filmed the Silicone Tragedy video. Ooh, wee. Girl, they wore you out, didn't they, girl?
Oh, yes, ma'am, girl. I was asleep underneath that, girl. When all that came tumbling down, girl. I was muddy, girl. I think in the tub. Girl, that sheetrock pulled me out. I was scared.
Transition. Balance. Love. Passion for expression. Inner beauty and confidence. The naked truth. Empowerment. Creative artistic expression. You were created on purpose. For a purpose. Legacy begins with us. It's not too late for change. New Legacy.